If you have a 2015 or newer GM with the 8-speed transmission, definitely watch this video. So I'm going to go over 2 fixes for the shudder problem that everyone's talking about online. A lot of people have it with this particular transmission. The fix I'm going to go over is the Lubegard product. It's 10 fluid ounces of an additive. You add 2 of these, so 20 fluid ounces total. Fix the shudder on my vehicle. Also, I'm going to review a little bit this other product, the Trifecta tune. This is just the cable to do the programming. Also saw some improvement with that fix on this truck. So yeah, that's the overview. Get into the details here. This vehicle had about 136,000 miles when I bought it recently, had mild shudder issues, and had just some poor shifting and some hard shifting in lower gears, downshifting, especially just in traffic in lower gears and lower speeds. It would just shift poorly. And then also the shuddering that was at first mild became worse and worse until finally it was just really bad in almost any gear, almost any time, especially when the engine, when the transmission really warmed up. So I decided I needed to get it fixed, did a lot of research, looking over torque converters, rebuilds, all this stuff. A lot of things just seem to be not working for people, or the problem to come back soon, so on and so forth. So I did find the Lubegard. They have a product kind of description, a little PDF online, goes through exactly. They did some testing and stuff for this particular transmission, and they recommended adding 2 bottles, 10 fluid ounces each, to your transmission. No other fixes, just top them off, top those 2 bottles off into your transmission. I added them myself, didn't drain any other fluids or anything, just added them straight in. I have no dipstick on the vehicle. So I had to go down here, and there's this heat guard that you have to remove right here. There's 3 bolts in it. One you can see right here on the side. Pretty close to that bolt behind is where the plug is for the transmission. So you see a little rubber plug back up in there once you take that guard off. Pull the plug out. It's a 2-part plug, so you kind of pull the center, and then the plug pulls out. And it would be nice to have, you're supposed to use a pump, but I just, and a funnel would honestly be nice, something like that. But I just was able to fit the bottle up in there and tip it just right, and just add those 2 bottles to the transmission without any special tools or anything. They fit in just fine, no overflow. I don't think there's any issues with overfill with that little of a fluid add. And like I said, this vehicle's got 136,000 miles when I did this. No prior, transmission work that I know of, and the 2 bottles went in just fine. If you don't see improvement immediately, just wait. So I saw maybe a 20% improvement at first, just a little bit better. Took it for a test drive. It seemed like it was shuddering a little bit less. I was a little disappointed though, because I could tell that it was still gonna be a problem for me. Kept driving the vehicle, and over the next few weeks, I probably got maybe 500-600 miles on it, and then just drastic improvement. The shudder pretty much completely gone. Now I'll only see the shudder occasionally, very mild, maybe that 55 mile an hour range, up a slight hill, just a slight shudder for a couple seconds, and then it goes away usually, or it shifts or something. So drastic improvement. I'm totally happy with it now. I don't have an issue with that slight shudder occasionally. You really don't notice it. Nothing like it was before. I'd say it's a 95% improvement to what it was after the additive. So definitely recommend that. Pretty easy fix, pretty cheap. 2 bottles of the Lubegard, 10 fluid ounces each, just added right on top. The second fix for the poor shifting, not as complete of a fix. Trifecta seems like a great company. I think I got the cheaper of the 2 options for this vehicle. I don't remember exactly, but I think either one of their options would work just fine. You're really wanting the transmission tune. It's supposed to add a little bit of horsepower, add a little bit of fuel economy. I haven't checked in to see if those things have been true or not. I was just really trying to help the transmission shift better. this transmission at this point with 140,000 miles, it's likely that if it's been shifting this poorly for this long, there's some damage in there. You know, it's probably gonna need to rebuild eventually, but it did improve quite a bit with that programming Trifecta tune. Not near as many hard shifts and sudden awkward shifts at lower speeds, especially if you're driving through traffic and kind of slow and speeding, you know, back and forth over and over in those lower gears. Not near as many illogical hard shifts, downshifts, those kinds of things. Still happens, still doesn't feel like the quality of transmission that should be in this vehicle. Like I said, there's probably some damage done at this point that just it needs to be repaired, but definitely an improvement at this point. You know, I can drive this vehicle with that Trifecta tune, and you know, I'm happy with it. The vehicle drives well enough now between these two fixes that I'm not going to be trying to do anything else to fix the transmission any further for the time being. Probably a rebuild will be the final fix for the shifting problem. Shudder problem, you know, like I said, pretty much completely fixed with the additive. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. I couldn't really find most of this info online, so if you have this vehicle and this transmission and have the shudder problem especially, hope you find this helpful.